Innovative content. Global audience.
Federal Capital Territory. This is Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Princess KESSY, and I have with me as usual
Patience OKOSUN. Good
How's
morning,
your night?
Nigerians.
Good morning.
It's fine. Thank God.
Yes, just before we continue, happy birthday to one of our crew members, David.
Yes, so happy
One of the hands
birthday.
behind the cameras. Wish you a very loud happy birthday. And we have a lot of trending issues this morning. 10th NAS leadership. That is something that has been trending and will continue to trend for a while. We do hope that we have good leaders. That is just the bottom line of it. And we move on quickly. Later on the show, I'm going to be coming with a guest to discuss on some very interesting and sensitive issues. But before then, we move on quickly this morning with the reviews. And now these are some of the stories we have from the headlines, national dailies this morning. I'm going to start with the Vanguard newspaper. And the main headline here says 10th NAS leadership. Crisis rocks APC over zoning of Senate President Speaker. The rider says National Working Committee divided over micro-zoning of positions. North Central insists on speakership slots. Northwest seek Senate presidency. 18 North Central senators elect kick. National Working Committee divided. Oyembanjo Ekiti senators elect back Akpabio. Southeast APC group hails party's decision. Badger's men go after members elect for signatures. Freshers form New Dawn movements. As Wase Ado Doguwa others meets. NAS members elect will determine their leaders. PDP LP. New rulings favoring open balloting raises dust. Now, all these stories on page 15 of the Vanguard newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says CBN at non-oil expert economy summits, and that story is on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. We also have a story here that says Buhari commissions AFAM 3 power plants on page 12 of the Vanguard newspaper. We also have a story here that says military onslaught. Terrorists flee Zamfara, invade Katsina villages. That story is on page 6 of the Vanguard newspaper. We also have a story here that says again, headsmen storm Benue. Communities kill 3, injure many. That story is on page 6 of the Vanguard newspaper. Also have a story here that says that this is coming from Baba Ahmed. Today, Sudan speaks to Africa, and we in Nigeria had better listen well. It invites attention to the fact that fights solve no problems unless they are about resisting injustice and oppression. That story is on page 16 of the Vanguard newspaper. We also have a story here that says every strike action embarked upon has had devastating effects on university education in Nigeria. This is coming from Afe Babalola on page 20 of the Vanguard newspaper. We also have a story here that says U.S. Therapist pleads guilty in Okagbare's doping case. And that story is on page 31 of the Vanguard newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Supreme Court affirms Adeleke's duly elected OKOSUN governor. That story is on page 10 of the Vanguard newspaper. Also have a story here that says presidential inauguration. Federal government orders airlines to relocate planes from Abuja terminal. That story is on page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says telcos right NAS demand flag down of new NITDA bill. And that story is on page 14 of the Vanguard newspaper. Now, these are all the stories we have coming from Vanguard this morning.
Mm,
I saw a story here that really caught my attention.
okay.
How true. I need to see the details of this story. U.S. therapist pleads guilty in Okagbare's doping case.
Hmm.
Does it mean that she was accused wrongly? I need to see this.
Well, it says she was pleased guilty.
Is the
So,
therapist was saying pleads guilty? I don't know. We need to see that story. And then I saw a story here again. Headsmen storm Benue communities, kill 3, injure many. Is
uh,
really sad. And even another one here says military onslaught, terrorists flee Zamfara, invade Katsina villages. I don't know what we're going to do, but please, this is too much. And then this story here from Baba Ahmed. Today, Sudan speaks to Africa, and we in Nigeria had better listen well. We should listen very well. War brings nothing but disaster,
yeah.
sorrow, pains, anguish. So please, we should listen very well. And congratulations to Governor Adeleke as Supreme Court affirms its duly elected Osun government. Wow, that is really interesting. Congratulations
Congratulations.
to him. And this NAS leadership, we'll see more of
National
that.
Assembly,
Yes.
what's happening in that place right now?
We'll
Yes.
move on quickly to the next newspaper we have.
And so coming from this day newspaper this morning, we have the big headline here says Adeleke survives as Supreme Court affirms his election. PDP Buhari Tinubu celebrates. The writer here says President urges citizens to team up with governor to develop state. And then I will govern with God's fear. Adeleke promises says verdict historic. And then we also have a writer. It's evident Beavers has come to stay. Atiku declares. You find that story on page 40 of this day newspaper this morning. We also have a story here that says federal government approves acquisition of Abuja Disco by Transcorp Consortium. You find that story on page 12 of this day newspaper this morning. INEC, APC, Tinubu may oppose live broadcast of proceedings. You find that story also on the front page of this day newspaper this morning. We have a story, Emifele, RT200 initiative boosted non-oil exports by 40% in 2022. $1.7 billion inflow recorded in first quarter 2023. The writer here says transaction threatens. Okay, I'll take that again. Threatens to sanction shipping companies engaging in smuggling. Threatens to sanction shipping companies engaging in smuggling. Apex Bank to begin publishing name of beneficiaries of RT200 rebates. And then we also have a story here that says banks demand tax clearance certificates on FX transaction. You find that story on page 10 of this day newspaper this morning. I think these are the story making waves this morning. This story, INEC APC Tinubu may oppose live broadcast of
That's my
proceedings.
question. Why should it?
Why it should be open for me personally? I think it should.
For the
It
peace
should.
of this country and the
Yes,
sanity
people want
of
to
all,
see what
they should
the
just let it
tribunals are
open
doing,
once
so
and
they
for all.
should
Let's
just-
get these tribunal cases over
Yes.
and done with,
Yes.
and then we know that we're done with them.
Wow.
Anyway, we move on quickly this morning to the next newspaper we have. That will be the Punch newspaper. Now, these are some of the stories coming from the Punch. Presidential pool. Tribunal to consider PDP LP's live broadcast request. The writer says broadcasting proceedings live is of national importance. Articles legating. LP insists Justice Tasmani promises speedy treatment of demand. APC vows appropriate response. Now, all the stories are on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. We also have a story here that says final victory. Buhari Tinubu congratulates Adeleke. Supporters jubilate. That story is on page 23 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says 15 die in Sokoto boat accident, 25 missing. That is really sad. And then we'll have a story here that says Lagos Bishop raped me twice, female pastor. Sad one again. And we'll have another story here that says federal government orders private jets removal from Abuja airports. As well, we'll have a story here that says Speaker, 5 aggrieved aspirants team up against Abbas, and that story is on page 7 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Otedola fumes over Transcorp deal. Emefiele keeps mum, and that story is on page 31 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says over $200 billion national asset lost to terrorism. This is coming from the federal government on page 42 of the Punch newspaper. These are all the stories we have coming from Punch this morning. This story here that says Lagos Bishop raped me twice, female pastor. So the first one happened. Why did you keep quiet? Why did you allow the second? These are the issues.
Maybe out of fear or something, but
a pastor, a female pastor, that means she's an adult.
Okay.
Anyway, these are some of the things. These pastors or some of these bishop or pastors, they try to manipulate their members. They try to threaten them as well. It's really sad.
Sad one.
And yes, we saw 15 die in Sokoto boat crash, 25 missing. Please, this is really sad. We pray that we'll find them. And
We're
then
actually having quite a huge number of lost in the country of recent.
And look at this story here as well that says over $200 billion national asset lost to terrorism. Federal government. I tell you that this terrorism thing has come to destroy the country. If nothing is done, just imagine as of today again, Benue, a lot of things like this are still happening. So what will happen if the federal government is not able to put up proper ways to stop this or to curb the situation in the next 5 years? Are we still going to be having a state called Benue? These are the issues. It's really sad, and I don't know why Tinubu is that tribunal to consider. They should consider at this point. I think nobody should be above the tribunal. Nobody should be above the courts.
No. Yes.
Whether a president elect or the president, he should know. Okay, maybe the president, but not the president elect. So he should agree to this. This is not just for the interest of Atiku or Obi, but Nigerians and their followers, because the main issue here is not even these people, but their followers, the way they will react to this. So for peace to reign, like somebody said, the Baba Ahmed from our last newspaper, that war is not something we should even pray for. We should all take a clue from Sudan right now and see what is going on there. Anyway, we'll move on quickly to the next newspaper we'll have.
And so coming from the Nation newspaper this morning, the big headline here says National Assembly, Akpabio, Abbas rally lawmakers for support. The writer here says House Speaker, Deputy Speaker candidate visit President-elect, Senate President candidate widen support base, North Central senators protest zone neglect. You find that story on the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning. We also have a story here that says petrol subsidy pushing Nigerian to bankruptcy. Sanusi warns, and then the writer here says El-Rufai Buhari decline advice to end payments. You find that story on page 5 of the Nation newspaper this morning. Buhari Tinubu congratulates Adeleke. You find that story also on page 26 of the Nation newspaper this morning. We also have a story here that says monetary policy alone can't reset economy, says CBN. And then the writer here says non-oil sector critical to recovering. You find that story also on the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning. PDP governors begin move to reconcile Atiku with Wike, Makinde, others. I think I'll take that story again. PDP governors begin move to reconcile Atiku with Wike, Makinde, others. You find that story also on the front page of the page 6 of the Nation newspaper this morning. And finally, Osibanjo inaugurates Transcorp affirm 240 MW fast power plant. You'll find that story also on the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning. Tribunal adjourns article motion on live telecasts. You'll find that story also on the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning. I think these are the story making waves coming from the Nation newspaper. And this story about PDP governor begin move to reconcile article with Wike, Makinde, others. I think they should do.
Quite interesting. They should.
That's why I had to take that.
They drag themselves so much into the mud that we don't take them serious anymore. So I don't know. Personally, I feel whether or not they reconcile, people will still not take them serious.
Yes. Of course, Nigerians
it's really shameful that the leaders we're supposed to be looking up to
are dragging each other this far.
It's bad. Anyways, viewers, don't go anywhere. We'll go on a quick break, and now when we return, we'll continue with the reviews. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Everything happens for a reason. Bless life from a different prison. Bless a lot of people locked up in bedtime 7 o'clock.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ice Prince Amani.
Ginger, aka Swagga Swagga. My name now is Femi, aka the music and Taliban.
What up, Nigeria? K to the O to the NGA Conga.
Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night. The Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night.
Nigerian Week in London.
The Nigerian Week.
The Nigerian Week. The Nigerian Week.
On the 19th of this beautiful month of May 2023.
May 19th.
May 19, 2023. Let's go get your ticket.
Go get your ticket because we're gonna shut it down.
Ice Prince Amani's in the building.
Yeah.
Go get your ticket. If you don't get your tickets, now you sabi. Okay, I'm back with the flow, no joke. Ice Prince. Yeah. Ice Prince.
Okay, my people, it could not be better than this. The Nigerian Week in London 2023 got you covered to the extent that you can get a free ticket to the event. And this is all you need to do. Go to the Google Play Store and download TapTap app. Send as low as £1 to the account in Nigeria using SRTV as your transaction code. Screenshot your transaction and send to 447-459-513619 or email it to events@superiorradioandtelevision.com and the ticket will be sent to you ASAP. This is powered by SRTV London and TapTap Send. You already know what time it is. Your boy Ice Prince Amani. I can't wait to ride this.
Okay, it's so exciting. The game's been dark, but I'm igniting. Positive flow, I'm so. Everything happens for a reason. Bless life from a different prison. Bless a lot of people locked up in bedtime 7 o'clock.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ice Prince Amani.
Ginger, aka Swagga Swagga. My name now is Femi, aka the music and Taliban.
What up, Nigeria? K to the O to the NGA Conga.
Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night. The Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night.
Nigerian Week in London.
The Nigerian Week. The Nigerian Week.
The Nigerian Week.
On the 19th of this beautiful month of May 2023.
May 19th.
May 19, 2023. Let's go get your ticket.
Go get your ticket because we're gonna shut it down.
Ice Prince Amani's in the building.
Yeah.
Go get your ticket. If you don't get your tickets, now you sabi. Okay, I'm back with the flow, no joking. You gotta muscle up, cause no pain, no gain. All the boys just wanna jump, it's okay, I'm blessed.
Back from that quick break, this is Wakeup Nigeria, and we're still on the newspaper reviews. Now we take the next newspaper, and that is the Nigerian Pilot. The main headline here says, speakership revolts as Wase, Dugawa, others revolt against APC, Tinubu's zoning formula, back Betera. And another rider says, accused Bajabia Miller of plans to impose Abbas on members. The other rider says, faults Bajabia Millers for nominating Abbas out of ranking members like Wase, Dugawa, Betera, LP, NNPP, APGA, ADC members elect queue behind Betara. That's all the stories on page 8 of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says many Nigerians says ninth NAS as rubber stamp, says Senate President. And that story is on page 9 of the Nigerian Pilot. I can't help but laugh. That story is funny.
Yes, actually.
Why wouldn't they see them as rubber stamp? Not from my mouth, but thank God this is coming from the Senate President.
So.
Because of the way they behave, they carry themselves. We've lost faith in these people. We don't have any hope in them, and we feel like they are not doing anything. They are just there.
Yes,
they're just seated doing nothing. This night assembly, I've not even seen anything like unlike the last one, the 8th assembly. I think those people did well. For me, this is a personal opinion. Anyway, but thank God this is coming from the Senate President. And we'll have another story here that says PEPC adjourns articles pre-hearing case till tomorrow on page 5 of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says OKOSUN agog as Supreme Court offends Adeleke as governor. And that story is on page 8 of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Jonathan Diri, others warn Naseni trainees against sale of starter parks. That story is on page 6 of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. We'll have a story here that says the FCTA vows to shut down Garki market over poor sanitization. And that story is on page 7 of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Buhari to address incoming and outgoing governors next week. And that story is on page 5 of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. There's a story here that says Saludu plans to close state-owned newspaper, sack 200 journalists. That story is on page 5 of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. We have a story here that says Army reiterates determination to defeat any security threat. That story is on page 7 of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Nigeria's debt profile hits $80 trillion under Buhari. 80 trillion naira, beg your pardon, under Buhari. On page 8 of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. These are all the stories we have coming from Nigerian Pilot this morning.
Yeah, I think this one that Buhari to address incoming and outgoing governors next week, it's very necessary. Please, he should address them. He's the outgoing president, so he should know what to say to the incoming governors, especially those ones that are re-elected, that were there before and still given the same power to continue. We should really address them to see that there are changes in their states.
And this story as well that says FCT vows to shut down Garki market.
Over sanitization.
Wow, such a big market.
They should learn to keep it clean. That's the problem. The environment, I think.
I think we are talking about the old one, not the modern, the new one, because the new one is quite clean.
The new one is clean, but
I don't like going to the old one at all. You can never see me there. One thing, you cannot, no space to park. Yeah. The last time I went there, I parked. I didn't even stop to 5 minutes. I went to buy perfume, and before I came out, my tires were locked. No space to park. People will crash your car. Everywhere smelling, water everywhere.
There, and I'm like, no, this place, they need to work on it, and it's good that.
But the other one is clean though.
The
international one is it's clean and spacious as well. Well, this will stand as a warning to them. And I also like this story here. Jonathan Diri, others warn Naseni trainees against sale of starter packs, because sometimes after training people, companies will come, industries will come, ministries, they will train people, they will give you a pack to start up your life, and the next thing they sell them off and they are back to nothing. So I think that's a very good advice. And Nigerians' debt profile hits 80 trillion naira under Buhari.
Oh, that's much. 80 trillion. We're not talking about million, billion, trillion. Oh dear.
This is really,
Okay,
really sad. Anyway,
Nigeria,
we'll move
how are we
on quickly
dragging
to the
it
next
to?
newspaper we have.
The Guardian newspaper this morning, and so the big headline from the Guardian newspaper says, amid 168% tariff hike in 8 years, Nigerians pay premium for unavailable electricity. You find that story on page 4 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. We also have a story here that says, Beavers to the rescue, Supreme Court affirms Adeleke Osun governor. You find that story on page 4 also of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Non-oil exporters receive 144 billion naira rebate in 14 months. You find that story on page 15 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Concerns over electricity generation as terrorists eye national infrastructure. You find that story on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Outrage over abduction, forceful conversion of 14 years old Esther to Islam in Kaduna. I think I'll take that story again. Outrage over adoption, forceful conversion of 14 years old Esther to Islam in Kaduna. You find that story on page 8 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. And so we also have a story, speakership, reps adjourn amid alleged rule forgery in favor of Abbas. You find that story on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. And so those are the story making waves this morning from the Guardian.
Wow.
I think it's this adoption, this Esther, 40 years old
Yes.
Esther that got my attention.
That's what I'm looking at.
It's actually a sad one. It's a sad one. Esther to just a 14 years old girl.
Kind
She's
of
still
thing
a
we
child.
see and hear here in the country. I don't understand
really
what's
don't know
going
what
on.
to
It's
say in
really
this.
sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. Anyway, we move on to the Blueprint newspaper. These are some of the stories coming from the Blueprint. Main headline here says Buhari on Supreme Court verdict. It's time to end bickering, develop Osun State. PDP congratulates Adeleke, APC concedes. Beavers technology has come to stay. Article. And another writer says revalidation of my mandate call to duty. Osun governor. All these stories on page 6 of the Blueprint newspaper. We also have a story here that says NACO local airlines reach truce on 2023 Hajj operation. And then we also have a story here that says airlines renews Nigerians Spectrum Lancers with 58.7 billion naira, and that story is on page 22 of the Blueprint newspaper. We also have a story here that says NECO reschedules 2023 entrance exam in Suleja Academy. That story is on page 15 of the Blueprint newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Nigerians borrowings from World Bank hits $14.34 billion in first quarter of 2023. And that story, it's on page 22 of the Blueprint newspaper. We have a story here that says Tribunal moves PDP APM's pre-hearing to Thursday. And that story is on page 18 of the Blueprint newspaper. Now, these are all the stories we have coming. Okay, we have one story here, last story that says NAS, 10th NAS, National Central, 10th NAS, North Central Senators elect Dogawa Betara Wasede APC. Bajabiamila risk impeachment over doctored house rules. That's the stories on page 6 of the Blueprint newspaper. These are all the stories we have coming from Blueprint this morning.
And so over the newspapers we were reading, this Beavers technology has come to stay. Beavers has come to stay. Well, I don't know how come, but during the last election, we had a lot of issues with that Beavers.
I don't even know why Atiku is insisting, or I keep seeing that headline. Because I remember I covered that election.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went to that Gudu, there's a place you call Nepa Junction around Gudu Apo area. When I went there, some of the electorates I interviewed were complaining. They were even shouting, the beavers are not working.
Yes.
Now they've taken them, they came back.
Yeah.
Imagine this crowd, this queue, just one beaver that is working. And now, but thank God they just came with others. So I don't know what, maybe, anyway, nothing good comes easy as well. So maybe as time goes on, we're going to progress on them. We're going to
Hopefully,
be,
because
yes,
if it's just by the last time I was able to work as head of staff,
they will.
It was really not easy using that beavers, but hopefully
they will improve on them and will get better. That is it. And I also I saw a story here that says these borrowings, anytime I see it, I tend to have a little heartache. I don't know why.
I don't know. They are leaving this money. The money we are even saying, it's just first quarter of the year already,
and then I saw this headline here: 10th NAS, North Central Senators elect to Gawa Bitara Wase Des APC Gbajabiamila risk impeachment over doctored house rule. I will go on a quick break, and when we return, we continue with the review. Stay with us.
Everything happens for a reason. Bless life from a different prison. Bless a lot of people locked up in bedtime 7 o'clock.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ice Prince of Mine.
Ginger, aka Swagga. My name now is Femi, aka the Music and Taliban.
What up, Nigeria? K to the O to the NGA Conga.
Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night. The Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night.
Nigerian Week in London.
The Nigerian Week.
The Nigerian Week. The Nigerian Week.
On the 19th of this beautiful month of May 2023.
May 19th.
May 19th.
We're still on the newspaper reviews, and then this headline here: Gbajabiamila risks impeachment over doctored house rules. I'm just this 10th NAS. I think it's more serious than the whole elections we have put together.
Seriously, because a lot
the kind of issues we have been having.
Seriously.
Yes. Anyway, let's take the last newspaper now before we quickly bring in our guest.
Okay, so the last newspaper for today, we are coming from the Sports Day. And the big headline here says Champions League, all still to play for at Etihad vs Madrid. City cancel each other. And then you find that story on page 2 of the Sports Day newspaper this morning. We also have a story here that says Wolves charge over homophobic chants against Chelsea. You find that story on page 3 of Sports Day newspaper this morning. Nigerian Boniface Orban nominated for Best African Player in Belgium. Okay, you find that story also on page 3 of the Sports Day newspaper this morning. And so we have President will congratulate Osimhen for breaking his record. Congratulations, Osimhen, once again.
Congratulations.
Okay, we also have a story here. Eyimba Plateau United renew rivalry in Federation Cup round of 32. Okay, you find that story on page 5 of Sports Day newspaper this morning. 2023 election are most competitive, hard-fought ways in Nigeria, says Gbajabiamila. You find that story on page 10 of Sports Day newspaper this morning. US hails 2023 cohort Mandela Washington Fellowship Program. You'll find that story also on page 8 of Sports Day newspaper this morning. And finally, Jonathan mourns Jane Namani, wife of ex-Senate President. You find that story on page 7 of Sports Day newspaper this morning. Okay, those are some of the news coming from. Okay, I think there's a story here. U20 World Cup, Nigeria intensifies training ahead of opener. You find that story on page 4 of the Sports Day newspaper this morning. Is that the story coming from Sports Day?
Yes, congratulations to Osimhen for breaking the President Wade's record. That is not something very easy. You all know that, and so we say congratulations to him.
And so we say we are giving our condolences to June and to Jane
Namani's wife.
Who lost his wife, the ex-Senate President.
Anyway, that is a good place to wrap up the reviews. Like I did promise earlier that I was going to come bring in a guest. Now we'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll be coming back with our guest. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Everything happens for a reason. Bless life from a different prison. Bless a lot of people locked up in bedtime 7 o'clock.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ice Prince Amani.
Ginger, aka Swagga Swagga. My name now is Femi, aka the music and Taliban.
What up, Nigeria? K to the O to the NGA Conga.
Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night. The Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night.
Nigerian Week in London.
The Nigerian Week.
The Nigerian Week. The Nigerian Week.
On the 19th of this beautiful month of May 2023.
May 19th.
May 19, 2023. Let's go get your ticket.
Go get your ticket because
we're gonna shut it down.
Ice Prince Amani is in the building.
Yeah.
Go get your tickets. If you don't get your tickets, now you sabi.
Okay, I'm back with a flow, no joking. You got a muscle.
Ice Prince.
Yeah. Ice Prince.
Okay, my people, it could not be better than this. The Nigerian Week in London 2023 got you covered to the extent that you can get a free ticket to the event. And this is all you need to do. Go to the Google Play Store and download TapTap app. Send as low as £1 to the account in Nigeria using SRTV as your transaction code. Screenshot your transaction and send to 44745.
Break, like I did promise before the break that I was going to come back with a guest. Yes, I have my guest here via call, Prophetess Lola Adenuga Osarubo. She's the founder of the Bright Morning Star Prisons and Homeless Outreach. Good morning, ma'am. Nice to have you here with us live. Yes.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Yes, we're fine, ma. How are you, ma? How are you over there? Where are you right now, ma? I know you are not in Nigeria.
Yes, I'm in London. I'm in Southeast London.
How is London today, ma'am?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. So we are aware that there's a program coming up. You're organizing the Integrity Women Abuja Empowerment Project of 2023, ma'am. Tell us about that program.
Yes, that project is to help women who have come out from domestic violence, marriage. We want to empower them.
Okay.
We do give them the fish to eat, but we want them to fish themselves.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, Integrity Women leader, the woman in charge, the woman of God, Pastor Deborah, have been supporting this group of women. Okay. So last year, December, we come in collaboration with this organization when we went to Abuja prisons to support the inmates in December 2022. So we started collaboration with this organization because as a woman, when you're talking of a prison ministry, everyone in the prison, both male and female, are children of particular woman.
That is it. That is correct.
Yeah. So this is where the inspiration to support these women who are under the umbrella of Integrity Women, this is where the inspiration comes out from. Okay. So we are the Bright Morning Star Prison and Homelessness Outreach. Because the work we do in the prison, we also reintegrate prisoners that comes out into the community.
Okay.
So going to the grassroots will be a good thing by supporting women, empowering them to support their children to be a better man and woman for our society.
Wow, quite interesting, ma. We know that we live in a society where people rule out those in the prison. It's not easy, and we know what you're doing right now, because a lot of people just tend to look away from the prisons. They feel like everybody there is condemned. They don't have any reason to leave, or they should not look forward to anything when they come out. So we know you're doing a great job, ma.
So, now, while you're going through your outreach, what are some of the challenges you face?
As you said, about when you talk about prisons, some people that sound alone draws them back to like prison. Wow. So taking the vision of a prison ministry didn't just come to me as a surprise, because the Lord prepared me for it. Because whatever we are going to become in future, we start seeing it when we are younger. So I joined the Nigerian police force before, and I retired as a United Nations police officer.
Wow.
I was opportunity to work in Europe, representing Nigeria as a police officer in Kosovo. When we were the one that was there to train the police officer after the war in year 2000. So when I retired, I already have that background of prison, seeing how people feel when they are behind the bar, when people are segregated. So I know what it is to be segregated, because I've been somebody that have worked in that line from 18 years old, actually.
Okay. Now, ma'am, when we talk about this outreach, this event, your project you are into, we know how it is. Talking about funding, how is that going? Are you getting sponsorship? How is funding like?
Funding is actually by His grace. To be honest, right now, this project we want to run, we need the money we need is, we've not get it, but we believe God will provide.
Amen to
because
that.
we have always been running by the mercy of God. So we are using this opportunity to say, if anyone out there would like to, because our community, people are the community, and the kind of people that live in our community is what makes our community good or bad.
That is true.
And we need to start from the foundation. The children that are growing, these mothers we want to support. We want to be able to empower them so that their children, they could look after their children, give them good education and sound doctrine that will make them a better person in future. So these are women that have been abandoned by their husband. These are women that some of them are ex-Boko Haram's wife, who their husband has been killed as a result of the choice they made. Right now, the women and the children, we are really struggling, to be honest.
Okay, now what you do really sound extraordinary to me.
Yes.
So I want to ask you, why did you choose to do this? Why did you take this path?
Yeah, it's because I love God.
Okay.
Because I love God, but choosing the path of prison ministry and the homeless is a vision. It comes as an inspiration I receive to go out on the street and visit the prisons and support those who are. Yeah, it's an inspiration I receive from the Almighty God. And thank God that I obeyed, because I've now seen why the Lord sent me on this, why I was prepared in the first place. And now I can see the manifestation because of the life of people that have been positively impacted through the ministry.
Well, interesting, ma. So now when we talk about your upcoming events, the project, the Integrity Women Abuja Empowerment, is it just for like the people you mentioned, the people, widows, or people that have left their husbands, or people that are stranded, or every other person can participate, every other woman or girl child can participate in this event?
Yeah, basically at the moment, the women we have selected are the people, are the women under the umbrella of Integrity Women.
All right.
I said we collaborated when we came in. They follow us to the prison also when we were in Nigeria in December. So we are now taking some of the women they are supporting to empower them, teach them how to make soap how to make a hair freshener, Izal, Dettol, so that they will now give them some money to start up the business.
Okay.
So this is what we want to do. So basically, the women selected by that organization at the moment will hope to extend it to
others as time goes on.
Others in recent time.
Okay.
Yep.
Now you're currently in London, like you said. So somebody out there might be watching and want to participate. He or she, she might be asking, how do I get to participate? Is it happening here in Nigeria or there in London, or how is it all going?
Yes, we are in Nigeria.
Okay.
We have a branch in Lagos, in number 28 to 29 Camp Davis Road, Ayobo. And we have a branch in Abuja. Okay. The address is from the flyer I sent to you. Okay. So those are the two branches we have in Nigeria at the moment. So the Lagos one, they go every week to the police stations in Lagos, where they speak to those who are in the cells with the permission of the police authority in Lagos. So, and we don't go empty-handed. Every week, we make sure we go with something that they can eat and also talk to them on emotional support and give them some physical support, then give them something where that they can contact us when they leave the police station. So we're doing that in Lagos every week, every Thursday. And also, we are visiting public hospitals. We're working directly right now with the hospital, the general hospital in Ayobo. So that's where we go at the moment recently, where the women, those who are sick and are hungry. We call them sick and hungry because the government, there are people who have HIV, who have TB. So they have free, some of them have free medication to take, but there is no food
to eat,
to take before the medication.
Wow.
So what we do is every month we give rice, we give beans, we give oil and Maggi to those the hospital community nurses have identified as people who are desperately in need of food. So we bring them to our center in Lagos every month. They will give them food to pending when they get better. So when they get better, we still empower them. We have an example of a man who gets healed from, because we do also spiritual prayer for them. When they go to the, because we're a Christian organization, but everyone benefits from what we do. Both Muslim and Christians, doesn't matter your religion or your background. God is one who is love.
That is true.
So we extend what we do to every member and everyone in our society. They can all benefit from what we do. So this group of people that the hospital have identified are the ones that we support in empowerment in our Feed the Sick and Hungry project in Lagos. So in Ogun State, at the moment, we are building a project that we are going to be using for reintegration. And we hope that this kind of project can go around the whole states of Nigeria. That is what we have as the plan. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, ma'am. But just before we let you go, there's this major headline we saw on the papers this morning. Now, a particular bishop, a particular female pastor said a bishop raped her twice. You know, we live in a society where people cannot say these things out. Fear of stigmatization, fear of the threat they get from their people who victimize them. Now, what's your advice to them? Because I see what you do, it's geared towards this, where you bring in women that have lost their voices, you give them you give back their voice, and of course you put them in the right path to go moving forward. So what's your advice? A lot of people also are going through this now. As a woman, a lot of women are going through this. They're being molested, they're being raped, they are being you're facing a lot of violence, emotional, physical, all what, and they are still there because of the fear of the unknown and of course the fear of the society sometimes. What you have to tell them, ma?
Yes, thank you. I'm going to answer you by saying the Integrity Women Abuja, they are in charge of women. That there are people that women can go directly and contact without any fear of
who is who? Yes.
Yes, so they can contact Integrity Women Abuja. Pastor Deborah is the founder of that Integrity Women.
Okay.
And I want to tell them that you don't have to die in your silence. There is help there for everyone. Not just a woman. Men go through domestic violence also.
That is true.
Men go through abuse. So if, as human being, whatever you are going through, I want you to know that there is always help if you speak out. If you try to reach out and talk to somebody about what you are going through, one way or the other, there will be an help. In Abuja, Integrity Women are established organization that look after women issues, and they even have an accommodation where they ask women.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yes, Integrity Women, they do. So, and I will say the harvest is ripe, but the laborers are few.
Wow.
So I'm using this opportunity to call in volunteers, people who have different professions, and that they can offer women mental health, professional doctors, people, I'm talking of counselors, psychologists. You know, these are the group of people that we need to join our team as a prison ministry and as a women organization that's my partner, Pastor Deborah, is running in Abuja. So definitely, when we empower these women, we still need a lot of support financially and also professionals coming in to volunteer their time to help women in our community as a whole.
Wow, quite interesting.
Really
we commend you, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for the hard work. We appreciate you. On behalf of every woman in Nigeria, we are grateful. Thank you, ma'am. Continue to do more. God will bless you. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for being on the show. We are honored. Thank you, ma'am.
If you look at that flyer, you will see Pastor Deborah's number that they can all call if there's any woman in Abuja struggling with domestic violence and needs someone to talk to.
All right. That is quite interesting. Well, I've been on the show with Prophetess Lola Adenuga Osaribo. She is the founder of the Bright Morning Star Prisons and Homelessness at Reach. Thank you so much, all the way from London. Thank you so much this morning, man. We appreciate you. We appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
To have a very lovely day. Amen. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye. Yes, we've been on the phone with the founder of the Bright Morning Star Prisons and Homelessness at Reach. She is Prophetess Lola Adenuga Osaribo. She's doing wonderfully well.
Really, she's doing a whole lot. It's really not easy.
It's quite interesting when I see people they just want to carry another person's burden. Now, I know how it is when you carry your own burden, that of your family, and now you're carrying people you don't even know. You don't know where they are from. Like she said earlier also, even Boko Haram wives, you know, it's quite interesting. Like you just imagine one will have like 100 of a kind in this country. The country will be a better place to live in. We do appreciate them, not just her, but a lot of people that are out there. We see even the Ntonto Dike, lots of them reaching out to the poor.
Yes.
We know how it is. The funding, the time, the energy you have to put in. So we say well done to all of them, and God will bless them really, because it's not easy.
Well
It's not
done.
easy.
God will really
Yeah,
bless
that
you.
would be a good place to wrap up the show today. And just before we go, don't forget our Nigerian Week London. We're counting days to that event. Who were to be part of that event? Get your tickets, get your stand. A lot of ministries, agencies, celebrities are already partnering with us. And we're going there to showcase us as a people, our food, our culture, our film, our music, and of course the businesses opportunity there. So do well to be part of that event. Also, while you're out there, stay safe and drive carefully as well. Obey the traffic laws. Just before we go, hit on the notification bell.
Share, like our page. A lot is happening here.
Yes, that is true. Invite people is a chain. Let that person also invite. Not only sharing, not only liking, but subscribe and hit on that notification bell as well. And before we go, one of our crew members today is his birthday, so I want us to sing him
Happy
a
birthday
song.
today.
Yes, he's one of the capable hands we have behind the camera.
Yes,
So we can't end the show without saying
celebrate.
happy birthday to David, and we wish you well.
I wish you long life, prosperity.
Amen. Let's sing for David.
Happy
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. May the good Lord bless 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 you. David, we love you. Thanks for all you do for SRO TV. Happy birthday. That would be a good place to.
Everything happens for a reason. Bless life from a different prison. Bless a lot of people locked up in bedtime 7 o'clock.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ice Prince of Mine.